tend to agree. Now, I want to talk about Carson Wentz, and I'm going to, take the, burden for this really quickly. Then I'll give you the entire floor. I want to get your thoughts on where Carson Wentz, ranks among quarterbacks in the NFL right now. Now, I think Carson Wentz is one of the best arms in the NFL. He's able to fit the ball into tight windows. The plays he makes off schedule is crazy. And his rookie year, he kind of had, some turnover issues, just a little bit. 14 turnovers his rookie year. But the last 3 seasons, I know he didn't play all 16 games for all those seasons, but 7 interceptions for 3 straight seasons. That's pretty good, job of taking care of the football. So he doesn't turn the football over too much. There's a fumbling issue, but fumbling can be corrected over time. We'll see if that, gets better. But in 2017, I said that guy was arguably the best player in football. I know Tom Brady, played the entire season. He had a great year, but I kind of would have given Carson Wentz the MVP that year. Now, where does he rank among quarterbacks? Go ahead.
I said you're talking my language when you said he he should have gotten the MVP that year, because although it was, 13 games that he got to play, those were some of the most fantastic 13 games I've seen by a quarterback in my entire time watching football. That dude was absolutely special. He was downright special for not the entirety, but for that season. When you ask me the question, where does he rank in football? Obviously Patrick Mahomes, that's your number one, that's a given. You got Russell Wilson, you got Drew Brees, you got Deshaun Watson, Aaron Rodgers. I'm not going to dispute those. Lamar Jackson. But after you leave that top tier of really, truly elite quarterbacks, I think Carson Wentz brushes that next tier right below. And he's amongst the top of that next tier when you're looking at the Dak Prescotts, the Matt Ryans of the world. He's amongst those guys, but in terms of the talent level, he has the talent level of the maybe not the Patrick Mahomes, I won't go that far, but he has the talent level of those top tier elite NFL quarterbacks. He just hasn't put it together on a consistent basis that you'd like to see. So I knock him down to that next tier, maybe not the A tier, but the B plus tier quarterback. So he's definitely a top 10 quarterback in my mind. He's better than Dak Prescott. That's for darn sure. And I definitely put him in probably around 7 or 8 in that range.
And I actually agree with you. I was going to say, I got him around 7 or 8. I have Patrick Mahomes, Russell Wilson. I don't think you can really argue too much there. I know Aaron Rodgers is kind of, declined a little bit the past couple years, but Aaron Rodgers at his worst is still among the best quarterbacks in football, and even in a down statistical year, he still won 13 games and got to an NFC title game. And so I got to put Aaron Rodgers over Carson Wentz because of playoff success. Carson Wentz has yet to win a playoff game. Deshaun Watson behind a bad offensive line, bad coaching by Bill O'Brien, not a great run game. He still has thrived. Houston got outgained this past year, so I think Deshaun Watson is a little bit better. He's a better athlete, better runner of the football. I think he's a little bit more clutch. Doesn't have the arm that Wentz has, but I got to give him the edge over Wentz. I think Lamar Jackson is better. I think Tom Brady's better. And then I would kind of have him battling out with Drew Brees for that next spot. I would give the slight edge to Brees. I know he's kind of, flamed out a little bit in the playoffs the last couple years. I get it. But, throughout the regular season, he's been pretty darn good, playing at MVP level. He was second in MVP voting to Mahomes a couple years ago. He's playing really well. And just overall, I've seen Drew Brees be more consistent in the playoffs. Carson Wentz, like I said, has yet to accomplish anything in the playoffs, so I got to dock him for that. But yeah, I think he's a borderline elite quarterback. I think that there's about 5, maybe 6 elite guys, and he's in that next tier. He is definitely better than Dak Prescott. I 100% agree. Dallas Cowboys fans, you are kind of delusional. But either way, I got to put him over Dak Prescott.
Hey, I'm not mad at the fact that they think Dak Prescott's better right now, because that means they got his head all filled up with all these promises of being an elite quarterback, and now he's asking for elite quarterback money. So they got them a mess down there in Dallas right now, and I'm loving that.
They could potentially be the next Rams, man. You overpay for Amari Cooper, have all these big contracts, and Zeke got paid a couple years early. All I'm going to say is, Dallas Cowboys fans, you better hurry up and win that Super Bowl, because if you pay Dak Prescott all that money, he's not making up for all your losses, okay? I'm just saying. That's all I'm saying. But either way, I do have Carson Wentz ranked as, I think, the 8th best quarterback. I think that's fair. I have him ranked around 8, 7. I don't think he's quite top 5, but Carson Wentz is a darn good quarterback. He could definitely crack the top 5 eventually. Thank you so much for watching this video today. Please also note that the Juiciest Sports Podcast is not just a YouTube channel. It is available on all podcasting platforms, including Spotify, Google Podcasts, iTunes, and Apple Podcasts. Also, if you enjoyed this video, be sure to like, comment, subscribe, and share this content with all your friends. This podcast is my favorite thing in the entire world right now. It is my passion. I want more people to listen to this podcast. I really want this podcast to grow. Also, a fun fact about me is that I want to go into the sports broadcasting and media world once I graduate from the University of Toledo, a college in Northern Ohio. I currently am a freshman there right now. I am looking to become one of the next great sports broadcasters and analysts out in the world. And I potentially would like to start my own network if this podcast really truly grows. Or if I fall short of that goal, I would love to work for a big time network like ESPN or Fox Sports 1. I am open to all networks. So if you believe in my dreams and you see or hear my passion through the screen, be sure to tell all your friends about the Juiciest Sports Podcast. Stay motivated, you guys. Have a God bless day, and I'm out.